Hello everyone. We are going to discuss about the list in Python. There are many built-in types in Python that allows us to group and store multiple items. Python lists are the most versatile among them. For example, we can use Python list to store a playlist of songs so that we can easily add, remove and update songs as needed. So in this lesson, we will discuss about the list in Python. Basically, list in Python is a built-in data type that stores set of values. For example, if I want to store a marks of different five students, so the first method is that I will create first five variables and store marks like this. So I will open at here how we can store marks. I will write marks 1 is equals to 94.4. Marks 2, which is second variable, is equals to 87.5. And then I will write marks 3 is equals to 95.2. And then I will write marks 4, which is equals to 66.4. And then I will write marks 5, 45.1. Now you can see we have 5 limited students. But suppose we have 50 students in a class or 100 students in a class. So it will be difficult to create 50 variables for 50 students and also difficult to create 100 variables for 100 students if we have 100 students in a class. So to store multiple marks of a student, we will use list. So for this, how we can create a list? I will write marks, which is variable, and then I will write square bracket. Inside the square brackets, I will write 94.4, 87.5, and then 95.2, and then 66.4, and the next value 45.1. So we can write like this. If I want to display, so I will write print function. Inside the parenthesis, I will write my variable name, which is marks. And then I will click on this run button. You will see this list is displayed on output window. So after that, if I want to create a list or create another list, string list using square brackets, then let's suppose I want to create a fruits list. So I will take variable fruit with square brackets and then I will write fruits name like apple, banana, and then I will write cherry. After that, I will go in the next line I want to display. So I will write print and inside the parenthesis, I will write my variable name, which is fruit. After that, I will click on this run button. You can see apple, banana, and cherry. This fruit list is displayed on output window. Now, if we want to access any element using their index, always remember that indexing starts from 0. So how we can access? After the variable fruits, I will write square brackets. Apple has 0 index, banana has 1 index, and cherry has 2 index. If I want to access apple, then I will write 0. And then I will click on this run button. You can see I will access this element, which is apple. In the same way, if I want to access banana, I will copy and paste, and I will replace this 0 with 1. And then click again on this run button. You can see at this time banana is displayed on output window. In the same way, I'm going to create another list. For example, I have a marks list. Okay, let's take this list. I want to access 94.4 from this list. How we can access? I will write square brackets with 0. After that, I will click on this run button. You can see, let me scroll, and you can see 94.4 is displayed on output window. In the same way, if I want to access the next element, which is 87.5, so I will copy and paste at first. After that, I will replace this 0 with 1 and then click again on this run button. You can see at this time 87.5 is displayed on output window. In the same way, the first one has 0 index, second 1, and the next one has 2 index, next one has 3, and the last one has 4 index, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to access the last element, so I will replace this 0 with 4. I will click again on this run button. You will see that 45.1 is displayed on output window. Let me scroll upward. Can you see 45 plus 1, 45.1 is displayed on output window. Similarly, in the same way, basically if I want to find the length of a list, then how we can find the length of a list? For example, we have a list of strings. I want to find the length of this, then I will write print, and then I will use the function name which function length function with parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, I will write my variable name that stores the whole string. So I will write fruits, and after that I will click on this run button. You can see it display we have 3 elements. If I change and I will write another element like grapes, this is another fruit, and then click again on this run button. At this time you can see we have length of the fruit list is 4. It means we have how many elements in this list? We have 4 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this way, if we want to find the length of a list, then we use this length function to find the length of a list. Basically, in Python language, list can store different data types. You can see mixed list. So in Python language, list can store different data types. This flexibility allows us to create lists that contain integer, string, floats, or even other list or object. For example, I'm going to create another list like I will write student, which is my variable name, and then I will use square brackets. After the student, I need to write equal and then square brackets, double quotation mark, because strings are always written inside the double quotation mark. Then I will write floating value, and then I will write integer value, and then I will write any city like Lahore. After that, now you can see this is a list of different data types. I want to display this list, so I will write print function. Inside the parenthesis, I will write my variable name, which is student. After that, I will click on this run button. You can see current 95.417 and Lahore is displayed on output window. So if I want to find the length of this function, then we will use length function, and I will click again on this run button. You can see in this list we have 4 elements. In the same way, if I want to find the type of this list, then I will replace this length function with type function, and then click again on this run button. You can see class lists mean this is a list. After that, we can also create different types of list, and we can also create a nested list. For example, I will take a variable. Let me remove all these, and I will take a variable with name next list is equals to, I will use square brackets. At first, I will write integer value 42, and then I will write a string, like I can write any name, Alice, and then I'm going to write a floating value 3.14, and then I'm going to write Boolean value, which is true, and then I'm going to write none, means no value, and then I'm going to create another list. So I will write at here nested and then list. So this was the mixed list. If I want to display on output window, then I will write print function. Inside the print, I will write mixed list. And then I will click on this run button. You will see mixed list is displayed on output window. If I want to find the length of this function, then I will use length, and I will click on this run button. You can see now we have 6 elements inside this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The whole list is considered as a 1. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was another list, nested list. In the same way, if I want to find the type of this function, then I will replace this length function with the type function and click again on this run button. And you can see at this time it displays the class list. After that, if I want to access any element, then how we can access? I will remove this type function, and at the end, I will remove extra parenthesis and I will use scare bracket. I want to access the first element, which is 42, so I will use 0 index. Indexing always starts from 0. And then I will click on this run button. You will see 42 is displayed on output window. In the same way, if I want to access Alice, then I will copy this and I will paste in the next line, and I will replace this 0 with 1 and click again on this run button. You can see at this time Alice is displayed. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If I want to access the last element, which is a nested list, then I will replace this 0 with 5 and then I will click again on this run button. You can see at this time another list, which is nested list, is displayed on output window. So here is that if I want to access the last element, which is nested list, and how we can access this last element. For example, I only want to access this element which is nested. So for this, if I want to access this, then I will replace this 5, which is nested list, and then I will write 1, 0, because I want to access nested inside the list. This one has index 0 and this one has index 1. Let me click on this run button. When I click, why it display the error? Because nested mixed list and then 5 and then okay, here is parentheses are missed. That's why it display an error. I will click again on this run button and you can see nested is displayed on output window. In the same way, if I want to access the last element, which is list, then I will replace this 0 with 1. So 5 mean we are talking about this list, nested list, and 1 mean I want to access the index element, which is one element on index 1. So I will write 5 and 1. I will click again on this run button. You will see at this time list is displayed on output window. So after that, so this is an example to access list element. So at first we will write variable name and then index value. We have an example marks is equal to 94.487, but these are the floating point values. It means 94.4 is represented by 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. If I want to access the first element, then at first we will write variable name, which is mark, and then inside the square brackets, I will use the index value, which is 0. So in this way, we can access 94.4. In the same way, if I want to access the 87.5, then at first we will write variable name, which is marks, and that stores the whole string. So marks, and then I will write square bracket. Inside the square bracket, I will write 1. So when I write 1, it will gives us the value which is 87.5. In the same way, if I want to access the last element, which has 4 index, so I will write it first variable name and then index value, which is 4. So it gives us 45.1. This was the mixed list. We have integer, string, float, boolean, no value, and another list. So now let's talk about lists are immutable. If we talk about lists are immutable, it's mean in Python language. In Python, the term mutables means changeable and immutable mean cannot be changed. So lists are immutable, meaning we can change their content. This includes adding element, removing element, and modifying existing element. For example, I'm going to take an example. Let me remove this at first. And I'm going to write an example. For example, I will take a variable with name mylist and then I will write square brackets and I will write 1, 2 and 3. 1, each element is separated by comma. So I will write 1, 2, 3. After that, I will take another variable, for example, list 1 and then equals to. I will write my previous variable that stores the whole string, which is 1, 2, 3. So I will write my list and then I will use the index. I want to change the first element. So what's the index of first element? 0. I will go in the next line and I will write print. Inside the parenthesis, I will write my variable name, which is list1, and then click on this run button. You can see, and now I have accessed list1. But if I want to change this one with another value, for example, I want to change this one with 10, then I will write equals to 10. And then I will replace this list1 with variable name, which is my list, and click again on this run button. Can you see at this time it displays 10, 2, and 3 on output window. So after that, strings are also immutable. It means if we try to change a string, then it will create an error. Let's take an example. For example, I will take a variable string 1 is equals to, I will write hello, and this is my string. After that, I will write print function with parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, I will write my variable name, which is string1, and square brackets 0. After that, I want to change this str10 with the value y, and then I will click on this run button, and you will see it creates an error. So which type of error we have? String object doesn't support item assignment. So this type of error will create. It's mean it's not. This is not possible if we want to change the string. Then strings are immutable. If we try to change the string, then this is not possible because strings are immutable. But if we try to change in list, then this is possible. That's why we call lists are mutable. Let me take another example of a list. Let me, at this time, I'm going to write a variable student and square brackets, and I will write different data types like earlier, and then I will write 95.4, which is floating value, then integer value, and then I will write city Lahore. I will go in the next line and I will write print, and then my variable name, which is student, square brackets 0, and I will go in the next line and I will write student 0. I want to change the student 0, which is Alia, with another name like Kaina. And then I will write print function. Inside the print function, I will write my variable name, which is student. And then I will click on this run button. You will see at this time, in this list we have Alia 95.4, 17 Lahore, but in this list we have Kainat 95.4, 17 and Lahore. That's are displayed on output window. So it's mean that lists are immutable, lists are mutable, changeable. If we want to change our list, then we can change this. And after that, index has a limit. What's the meaning of this index has a limit? For example, I will take the same example. I will copy this, Control C, and I will paste here. After that, if I write print, and then I will write my variable name with student, and then square brackets. Alia has 0 index, 95.4 has 1 index, 2 index, and 3 index. But if I try to access 4, can you see 0, 1, 2, 3? We have only elements at 0, at 1, at 2, at 3. But we have no element at 4. When I want to access any element at index 4, then you will see it gives us error. Which type of error? We have index error. It means list index out of range. Now we have a task. Task is that we need to find the length of our list. We have a variable nested list is equals to, we have list 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. These are the nested list. How we can find the list length of this nested list? To find that, at first I will write my variable name, which was nested list, and then I will create equal sign, and then I will write 10, 20, and 30. The second list was 40, 50, and 60. And the third list was 70, 80, and 90. After that, I will write the print function. inside the parenthesis, I will write nested list. So when we want to find the length, then we use length function. So I will write length and then I will write parenthesis. I will click on this run button. You will see now inside this list we have three lists. So in this way we can find the length of a list. So what's the second task? Second task is that how we can access Tuesday from a list. So list can hello false Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So at first we will create a list. List is equals to I will write 10 and then hello and then we have false and then I will write Monday and then I will write Tuesday and then okay, I also need to write here double quotation mark and then I need to write Wednesday. So I will write print and then I will use parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, I will write square bracket. I want to access Tuesday. So at first, I will check the index of this list. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. So the whole list has index 3. Inside this list, I want to find Tuesday. So Monday has 0, Tuesday has 1, Wednesday has 2. I want to access Tuesday. So Tuesday has one index. I will write 1. And after that, I will click on this run button. List index out of range. Why it display list index out of range? Because I need to write variable name list and then click on this run button. You will see now Tuesday is displayed on output window. So this was the lesson. I hope you liked the lesson. In the next lesson, we will discuss about the list methods in Python.